Today, we're talking about China's AI that is so secretive, when we asked ChatGPT about it, it just shut down. That's right, today we're talking about Deepseek, the China AI that puts all other AIs to shame. So today, we're going to be diving in, showing you what this can and can't do, and how it'll help you make money online. So, Alina, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. So it was an interesting experience with Deepseek.
Yeah, we were testing this earlier, and I think it just didn't want to tell you that Deepseek existed. Interesting. So today what we're going to do is we're going to dive in and show you why this is better, how it's going to help you make more money, be more efficient, and learn at a much faster rate. Now, what we did is we went through and asked ChatGPT the differences on Deepseek. As you saw in the demo, the first time we asked it, it didn't want to answer. And I think you got the same result too, yeah?
Yeah, I got the result that the main deepseek.com is empty and there is no information about it.
So it wouldn't even tell you that that domain existed.
Right.
All right. Well, that's interesting. So what we're seeing here is the specialties of Deepseek is that it's thinking differently. Now, I want you to kind of think about this in terms of what a normal person thinks versus what a marketer thinks. Obviously, the marketer is going to make more money because he's trained on special marketing knowledge. He knows how to talk to a customer. He knows what they want. He knows what they're going to respond to. Much like a YouTuber. If you were to ask me, who's fairly okay at YouTube, different things about YouTube versus Mr. Beast. I mean, obviously, Mr. Beast is going to tell you much better stuff because he knows the algorithm better than anyone, I think. So looking at that, that's kind of what we're seeing with the Deepseek AI is its intelligence is on next level.
Right.
What did you see, like when you were messing around with it? What were the differences you saw?
The differences in reasoning. First of all, you can see the reasoning of it. Like when you ask it, you can see how it thought about your request. And it gave me a lot of insights on how it actually works. It thinks, why did you ask this question? What result do you want? Who are you as a user? Where did you come from? Was something mentioned in the previous requests, or was there something on the internet on this topic that you are particularly asking about? So he tries to think all these bases for your question to figure out what exactly are you asking about and gives you the full response containing all this info.
That's amazing. And I think also when you flip that, so it's asking you, okay, well, where are you? What do you think? What is the premise for you asking the question? But it doesn't just stop there. It's when we get into the marketing where it's like, oh, what is that person thinking that's on Pinterest looking at this? What would they want? And it's kind of like if ChatGPT is like the king of the kindergarten, this thing's like the PhD of the PhDs.
Right.
And in everything. So marketing, math, understanding. And when we look at this here, looking at the basics here, asking it, what can you do that ChatGPT cannot do? I find that it did answer it. It went through and it was like, okay, here's the different things we can do. One of the things that I found interesting is Deepseek gets a little political and kind of snarky. It was kind of like, hey, why are you asking this? You just asked me something similar. Why are you asking again? Which is kind of interesting. And we see here, it does get up to the minute info. Now, this was not true though, because ChatGPT we know is more up to date than 2021. Now, when it went through, it said access to real time. So that's not really what we're looking at here. Searching the web for fresh data. Both tools are able to do that. It is in a different way. When we look at Google Gemini with deep research, in terms of searching the web and understanding and researching, deep research puts ChatGPT to shame. Now, there are other things that ChatGPT can do that deep research can't do, like creating images and things like that. So we're seeing here there's a difference. But I think the main thing is the difference of thought. Like, you can get a smart answer from someone who's not an expert in, like, if you go to me and you're like, okay, what kind of RAM do you need for video editing for a computer? I know the answer, but I don't know that a motherboard speed or a type of motherboard or a type of hard drive is going to influence that speed.
Yes, I feel like the expertise, it's actually the key difference with Deepseek. And it's expertise plus the understanding the target like why you're asking and what effect the answer should have.
Mm-hmm.
This combination is actually making it really strong model.
Yeah. And also one of the interesting things, like ChatGPT won't get into predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, what is Bitcoin going to be worth in 2097 or whatever, 2197, whatever it is, a long time from now. And we look at that and it's like, okay, this will actually do that for you, which is kind of interesting. It does engage in partisan politics. It does generate bad stuff. We'll skip past that because we don't condone that. Providing personalized advice. It doesn't tailor it. So this is like medical, financial. It's kind of like a really, really, really smart AI where all the other AIs are down here. This one's up here and it's unlocked to do whatever you want it to do.
Yes, but I think the other models are very concerned about safety, and that's why they tailor it down a bit, so it will be safer for the user. Here we see that there are some problems that they haven't solved yet in this model, like generating potentially harmful things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it helps it to be more deep.
Yeah, and I think you can have both. Because what I like about Deepseek isn't that it'll be off the rails. It's that it thinks different. Like I want to use it to make a living. I don't want to use it to, make jokes or something, not cool. And looking at that was interesting. One of the things as a marketer that I have messed around with on this, and I'm going to have a video on this on my other channel next week because it blew me out of the water. I was sitting up at 2 a.m. messing with this thing, and I was like, I can't go to sleep. This is insane. And it was the understanding, first of all, the creativity and critical thinking, which ChatGPT has that. This is next level creative thinking and next level creativity, which I think the next point is where everything pales in comparison to this. And that is understanding emotional nuances.
That is great. That sounds really cool.
That's my job as a marketer. So I'm a little worried because this is something where it's like, I asked it to generate some marketing stuff, which we'll go over in a minute. And it was like having a $10,000 marketing expert at your fingertips.
Knowing how the customer thinks and what emotional effect we are going to have on them if we say this and that, and how to build it so to have it stronger.
Yeah, I think it was amazing. Also, the articles were way longer. ChatGPT is spitting out 800 words. This one gives you a whole sales letter, a whole article. Haven't yet tested it with the plagiarism checkers. We will do that as well. But again, it's saying ensuring ethical neutrality. It cannot verify legal compliance or copywritten issues. It does have trouble with biases. I think they're saying ChatGPT is having trouble with biases. But yeah, fact-checking required. That's a given. Every AI needs to be fact-checked. Ethical safeguards. At the end of the day, humans are using AI, so we're responsible for what we create with AI. Temporal limitations. Again, it went into that. Wasn't too interesting with that. Coding, I found that with coding, it is much stronger and faster, which is really cool. And then going through and looking at the other stuff, let's give this a whirl. Let's test it out.
Yeah.
What I did before this call is I actually generated with the AI. I asked it, what are some things that I can ask you that would show and push the limits of marketing capabilities versus a different AI? So I went through and I asked it these questions, and we're going to go line by line. We're going to test it in both ChatGPT and in Deepseek, and we're going to see how it works. So first of all, it said for idea generation and brainstorming, ask the AI to generate campaigns for a hypothetical product. We're not going to do hypothetical. We're going to find a real product. So let's go over to Offer Vault and let's do as seen on TV. And we're going to get an as seen on TV product. The reason is these more or less have kind of hypey messages, which I think will be kind of fun here because if we can mimic it, then it'll work. Let's go ahead and let's try Blissy. This is a pillowcase for like a silk pillowcase. So we'll go through and we're going to ask both AIs to generate something based on this. So we're going to go to New Chat and we're going to go to ChatGPT and we're going to open a new one. So first we're going to go through and say, please tell me how to best market this with free traffic and how it would work.
Marcus, do you want to use this model or Pro model?
Do we want to use Pro? Yeah, let's let them both duke it out, right? We'll put them in the ring together. Here we go. So we have that one there. Good catch on that. While that's thinking, let's ask Deepseek.
And also deep think and research.
So we'll do deep think and search, right? Like this. Enter.
On the maximum capacity.
Yeah, so we got like, the big buff guy fighting the big buff guy versus like an unfair fight.
Right.
All right. So now we have this here. ChatGPT is still thinking. It's going pretty slow. We're already getting a response here.
At least the thinking process. Yeah.
Yes. And it is telling us, okay, so the user wants to know how to best market Blissy, which is America's #1 silk pillowcase. Already knew. Which I said that, so that's a little loaded. Using free traffic methods, let me start by understanding what they're asking for. They're looking for strategies that don't involve paid, organic, social, SEO, content partnerships. First, I need to recall what the search results said about their current market. So it's actually looking at how they market currently.
Right.
User wants free traffic. Okay. Terms like good. Social media, big area, platforms like TikTok, Instagram. Let's see what it's actually telling us, because this is a lot of info. And we're not even at the answer yet.
Right.
So now we have this. We have leverage UGC, or user-generated content, customer testimonials, real reviews. So it's telling us to go get reviews. Example, my hair feels softer and less frizzy in the morning. Create carousels, TikToks, hashtag campaigns, influencer partnerships. So that's kind of like here's an overview of what to do. Then we have optimize for the wellness keywords. Okay, focus on high traffic. So it knew those were high traffic. ChatGPT doesn't always know that. Content marketing, blog post on the website, FAQ, YouTube tutorials, how silk pillowcase boost your skincare routine, and then of course with the product name, free guides, discounts. So we have a good overview, YouTube collabs, Pinterest visual, and on we go. So we have, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is very specific. Like in every part of this report, it tells us exact keywords, exact method, exact names, exact phrases. So that's very specific. That's what I like about it. Plus, you can correct it in the logic it provides before. Like you can see where it went not to the direction you wanted, for example. Like optimizing for local sale. For example, you didn't actually want this, right? And you can correct this process thinking because you know it goes from there.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. And what you guys are about to see after this, because I did do a trial run of this before we recorded, is going to blow you away. From a marketing standpoint, what I saw with this has me worried about marketers' jobs as a whole. So looking at this here, we're going through, and for now, we can use this to make a lot of money. We're going through, let's see how this one worked, okay? So it did not show us what it thought about. It just gave us the step-by-step. Optimize for search, best silk, Uber suggests. Now, real quick, I want to stop. Because what you're going to see, and most people who haven't been around this world for a while are going to say, well, it sounds pretty much the same. I mean, get some free keywords, silk pillowcase, what's the difference? As I mentioned earlier, if I was to go to a computer expert and say, this is the type of RAM you need in your computer, yes, the answer is correct, but it's missing the key components that that computer user knows or computer expert knows that other people might not. So while to the average person, you'll be like, keyword, SEO, great, wonderful, it looks the same. We get this all the time.
Right.
We have customers who buy our product and they're like, I've heard about this before. I've seen all this. I know all this. You know of it, but do you know it? Do you know why it works? Do you know the nuances to say why this will work on Pinterest and this will not work on SEO? That's the difference here. And that difference is making money and making nothing. So when we look at this, it's like, okay, understanding pin high quality lifestyle images showing Blissy pillowcase. It's generic.
Not specific.
Not specific. So when we're looking at this, so nighttime skincare giveaway, meh, it's okay. So let's go through, build an email list. It's generic. It's almost like it went and read a post on how to make money online and adapted it to this problem.
Yeah, you can change the name and it will be the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I said market this coffee cup, it'd be
Yeah,
like, okay.
it's just substitute coffee.
Yeah. And our coffee morning routine to make you more awake or whatever.
Your skin better.
Yeah, exactly. Make your skin better. I don't think it does for me. It makes me look like an old booth, but that's okay. So looking at this, you're going to see where this meets the road.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, I want to do Pinterest, come up with 25 pin titles and ideas. Watch the difference. This is amazing. Okay. So now, same question. We're going to go over to Deepseek. Watch the difference here. Okay. So now we're thinking it's crafting, captivating type. It thinks highly of itself. ChatGPT's like, I got this.
Right.
He's up in the club. Okay. So now we're already thinking 30-day challenge. It talks about the 22 silk, hypoallergenic, dermatologist, skincare. Look at all of this stuff. I mean, this is stuff you're not going to get over here. And you'll see in a minute what I mean. So now we have the ideas. I'm going to get to those in a minute. But what do you think about just how it thought about this?
Yeah, it considered a lot of details about it that already exist on the Pinterest, that already exist somewhere in the other social media. It probably considers how it works or not works, what's like most popular. So the research behind it is really nice. And again, it's really specific.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think this is insane. And it's realizing that I didn't give it anything except the name of the product.
Right.
I mean, I did say the #1 pillowcase, but that was just copied.
I mean, we can give the ChatGPT all the same information and it will probably do better, but we didn't need to do that with the Deepseek.
Let's see. So the details here, crafting. So I'm blending with silk pillowcases. So it's more or less, it's like a computer versus a calculator.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I can add some stuff on both of them. But if I want to get some work done, Yeah,
so more complex approach.
Mm-hmm. And next level. Like I would say if you were to test IQ points, if there was an equivalent, Deepseek is going to be Einstein, where ChatGPT is going to be like not even on the scale. Like he just woke up. And
needs coffee.
Yeah, he needs coffee. Here we go. Here, ChatGPT. There you go. Here's your coffee. But looking at that, hopefully he uses the AI graphics. So now we have 5 surprising benefits of sleeping on silk. Upgrade your beauty sleep, Blissy Silk. So these are more or less redundant.
Yeah, but they're not bad.
They're not bad. No, it would work.
Right. To some extent, right?
To some extent. And I think this is the difference between people who make money online and people who don't. When you have something generic, like for you, you like the cosplay world.
Mm-hmm.
And there's certain things that that you respond to that I would have no idea. And so if I was going to go market to you, you're going to look at my stuff and be like,
yeah, I have an example actually.
Go for it.
I was asking about a specific detail from the other bigger cosplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, okay, I will take this material, I will cover it in this fabric, I will need some kind of a glue and something. Mm-hmm. And whereas he was like, yeah, I made it during one day just by taking this, warming up the foam and creating a pattern right on it so I don't have to use any fabric or leather on top of it. Mm-hmm. So this is the details that they know because they have this experience.
Exactly. And that's where when you go into a market, the understanding of that market, the knowing of like, hey, you know what? We go to cosplays in different cities. You got to know how to fit it in a suitcase. You got to know how many you can take. You got to know what's going to break by the time you get there. Mm-hmm. You got to know makeup that's going to run if you go out in the rain or whatever it is. And those are things that your market wants to know, but ChatGPT is going to be like, top 50 cosplay makeup, pink, blue, red.
Yeah, those are the popular characters. Those are the popular products. So that's it.
Exactly. And this is going to be like, oh, here's next level, which will get the views.
Yeah, what people struggle for, what they're looking for, actually.
Exactly. So here we have, 7 simple ways to get a better night's sleep. Morning hair be gone. Meh.
It's close in the topic.
So what this is doing is it's giving me more content that the internet already has.
Mm.
Watch what happens when we go Deepseek. And hopefully it worked the way it did last time. Otherwise, I'm going to look very silly, which is okay. You could point and laugh if that's so now we have beauty and skincare focus. So it's bucketing them. It puts a bucket of beauty, wake up wrinkle-free, the secret to anti-aging, dermatologist approved. Okay, knowing that that's about the pillowcase, I like that. Wake up wrinkle-free is better than wake up refreshed. Because this is more dermatology.
It kind of talks to the customer in a different way, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's where, when I got into actually creating the demo I showed you, where it was like comparing Genghis Khan's secret army using silk, I was like, ChatGPT does not do this.
Right.
And that is reminiscent of, I mean, I'm in a world where we hang out at marketing meetings and there's a guy you'll talk to making, $500,000 a day with a video sales letter that this got pretty close to. I was like, holy cow, this is getting so close. So silk versus cotton, I like that. The comparison. Acne prone, try this hypoallergenic pillowcase for clear skin. Nighttime, bye-bye sleep creases. Silk. Okay, so it's info.
It is phrased like the marketing strategy already.
It is. Yeah, looking at this is more, it's almost like...
It makes sense, but it's not phrased for the customer to attract attention.
Yeah, it's almost like content spinners. Back in the day, we would have content spinners where it'd be like, oh, every time you say mediocre, we're going to say not as good. And it would just swap. And this thinks about it, but it's more or less a swap for an idea versus I'm actually thinking about this.
Yeah, we need to reframe this, right?
Yes, and ChatGPT can do this.
If you ask for it.
If you ask and you know how to ask, but again, you need to know what you're looking for to know the output is good.
You need to be a specialist yourself to actually make a sense of what it's giving to you. Like it's a helper, not a full strategy.
Yes, and with me, as someone who's done marketing for 25 years, that's all I do all day, every day. This is my hobby and my work. I know the difference between here's a strategy and here's the strategy. So taking a look at a couple others, we have hair care and styling, ultimate hack for shiny frizz, free hair, no products needed. That's kind of cool. I like that. So that tells me right there in a marketing point, and this is where you're going to see the differences, no products needed. So I'm thinking, ditch your $150 a month skincare routine and get this.
Right.
That's something where you're like, yeah, no, I'm going to go buy the $40 pillowcase.
Stop wasting your money on all these products and get...
Exactly. And that works. Why every blowout lover needs a Blissy pillowcase. Okay, so that's tackling the blowout market, which I think that's like blowing your hair dry, right? Yeah. Silk pillowcases, less breakage. Here's the proof. So like brittle hair, I think that's what they're talking about. Like breaking of the hair.
Yes.
Okay. Color-treated hair deserves silk. I would not have thought of this. So people looking for, like if you were to go to Ahrefs and people looking for hair dye care or something like that. Hair dye care.
Probably colored hair.
There you go.
Care.
Color, hair, care. Or what do you call it? Dyed or something. This kind of thing, when we get the right phrase, it will make the searches way high. But this is something where now it's taking us a completely different direction, which is amazing. Luxury, this is good.
Hot tools, yeah.
Perfect gift. Hot sleeper, cooling silk pillowcase. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of various directions where you can go.
And looking at this is more or less, it's not the depth of thought. Embrace self-care Sundays, like, no. Now, if I could use self-care Sundays as a bucket and get other ones, then maybe. But this is, it's going to take you 10,000 pins using this method versus 50 using the Deepseek. Practical guides how to wash your Blissy pillowcase. I would probably X that. Ditch cotton silk. This. So we're looking definitely good, and it does tell you the visual tips for maximum engagement. Now let's go through and say something like, now write a hard-hitting sales splash page, 1,000 words or less, selling this product to people who just saw my pins and clicked the link. Now let's do the same thing in ChatGPT and see what we get, because I think we're going to get a very, very different strategy here. So it's thinking about it. Frizz, wrinkles, acne. It's got the different things, has the customers. So this 22 Mom Mulberry Soap pillowcase is your overnight game changer. Okay. I tried Blissey I like this. I would start here.
Yes, this is not that strong.
Yeah. I would put this up in the corner with the claim, because whenever you have something where they know they're going to get a product, having the link front and center, boom, that's good. So it did put that front and center. Let's see what ChatGPT, it's still waiting.
It is.
Okay. So we'll take like what is it? Satisfaction promise.
Ooh.
There we go. So we're looking at this day one silk follicle, and that's pretty cool. You could do a carousel Pinterest of 7 days of.
Oh, right.
That's the thing. Meet Sarah, 34-year-old nurse and self-proclaimed hot sleeper who battled breakouts and bedhead for years. After switching to Blissey, here's what happened. Her secret, the medical grade silk. I don't know. Do they have medical grade silk? I never see them like, hey, here's your silk.
We need to fact check, but in a better way.
Why your $20 cotton pillowcase is sabotaging your beauty sleep.
Ooh.
That's good. That is a power-packed phrase. It's got the little blocks, steals moisture, tugs, and...
Yeah, this part is made great.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, like I think you're probably going to be like, okay, as soon as I get home, I'm going to order one of these. Right? Traps bacteria in its fibers. Worst thing. Okay, I didn't know that. Like for video sales letters, this is next level. Crazy. Skincare's best kept secret, frizz free, and it's giving you options, which is good, but wait, aren't all silo? That's good.
Right.
Because like they're thinking, oh, let me just go buy it. So
It's just another.
I don't have to spend $50. I'll get the $20 one and, have acne the rest of my life or whatever it is. So it's got that. Still not convinced? Well, 122,000 people can't be wrong. I mean, are you the only person that's wrong about this? Are you sure you want to go against 120,000 people? This is pretty good. Likes on her before, after TikTok. Wow, did it actually find this stuff?
Yeah, I wonder if it's a real review.
I asked it to show me how it came up with it, and it did. So we'll try that again. So for hot sleepers, here's the deal. You're overpaying. There you go. Creams for wrinkles, fizz serums, acne treatments. Total $1,200 a year. You can get Blissey for just $89. That's a steal. I mean, there you go. But what if you're still hesitant? What if they're not yet sold? We get it. This is, I mean, I don't think I could put out a first draft this. And I do this for a living. This is pretty good. Blissey's. And you guys, we're not selling anything because this tool is free.
Right.
So, like, go use it. Happy birthday to you until, it gets banned, which we'll see. Blissey's 100% risk-free guarantee, 60 trial, 5-year warranty. This is really good. Yes, I want better skin, hair, and sleep. It should have no.
Who doesn't after this?
Yeah. So the tone, ooh. Okay. What we just got here, do you see what this is? It's a prompt for next time.
Great.
So now we have, that is what made this. This is big. So let's see how old ChatGPT did. All right.
Article style.
So we have transform your sleep, transform your life, discover luxurious. This is like, as a marketer, I have calls every week. We get the same kind of questions all the time. This is what I evaluate all the time. And it's very hard to teach. Okay, it's good. If you turn it into your English teacher, you're going to get an A. But I'm not your English teacher. I'm a buyer. And knowing how to write good words versus knowing how to write words that sell. Like for me, I probably have an English level of maybe 5th, 6th grade, if we're lucky. And she's like, it's probably like 3rd grade, but come on.
Oh, come on. I'm not even an English speaker, so.
It's probably better than me. Some words, like some words you say, I'm like, wait a minute, I've got to look that up. And I've been here. So looking at that, I think is interesting. But I'm not eloquent speaker. I'm not an eloquent writer. I'm a good salesperson.
Mm-hmm.
If you put me and a PhD writer, like novelist, I'm going to win on sales. They're going to win on entertainment. Put us together, we're unstoppable. That's what this is doing.
Right.
So it's putting it together. Now, ChatGPT, Transformer Sleep, it's flat. It's like you're eating.
Yeah, it's good for the person who is already interested and just comes here for information. It will not keep the user who just clicked the link.
Yes. And it's not closing the deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you go to the restaurant and you're like, this could be good, but I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's okay. You're like at the
I like the ingredients separately. They should combine together good, but something
it's like
working.
Punch. Like, you go and it's like that one thing. Like I remember I was at a restaurant and they had this salad and I was like, this is so good.
Mm-hmm.
They used olive juice in the dressing. And I was like, phew. It just, that little bit changed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is doing. This is doing versus this. This is why this is flat. And I think understanding this, wake up every morning with smoother skin, healthier hair, and an energized glow, all thanks to a single phone. So you're already selling. Here, it's like getting into it, right? It kind of like, it's like a tease. People don't, if you go on the first date and you're like, do you want to get married? She's going to be like, check, please. I'm out. But, you got to have a good first date and then a good second date and then a good third date. That's what's happening here is ChatGPT is like, you want to get married? And they're like, no, I'm good. And so now it's like, have you ever woken up tangled, frizzy hair? Introducing the belief. It's good, but it's not great.
You know what I think? Like personally, I don't like the style that Deepseek got us, like personally. Not that it doesn't work. I see how it works and that's why it's used that much. But I think even if I, like a user of Deepseek, don't like this one, I can probably explain my target to it and it will as greatly do for my personal preference as it did for the general person preference.
I think that's interesting. So what is it? Is it the hard-hitting style, like the...
Yes, like I see it's trying to sell too much.
So about that. And there's an interesting line there that has changed with the internet. But back in the day when I first started marketing, everyone would tell me, oh, that doesn't work for my market. And we'd test it.
And it does.
It does.
No, I understand. It's probably like me. I'm probably not the majority, right? And we target the majority.
Yeah. And it is hard hitting. And it's for the majority. If you send 1,000 clicks to this will outconvert the other one hands down. Now, to your point, yes, there are some markets where you would want a softer approach. Like we could go through and say, soften the sales approach, please.
Yeah, it'd be curious for me to see.
Yeah, and then this one,
I'm curious.
Maybe we need a little bit harsh. Like
harsh and maybe even the prompt from Deepseek.
Okay.
That you said looks like a prompt. Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah, right here. So urgent. Now use urgent this. Okay, so now we're going here. Okay, the user wants me to soften the sales approach for Blissy. Let me recall the previous. It's funny because it's almost like this AI is patronizing how Americans buy.
Right.
It's like, hey, you need to buy this thing now because I told you to, and if you don't, you're terrible.
Yeah, it feels like this. And now it's like, how do I soften it? Maybe I should make it more self-care and inviting.
It already started. Hi there, friend.
Oh,
Elena, would you please get this
consider
perhaps 120,000 other people considered it. Loved by other these, explore bliss. Imagine waking up to this, a story we hear, Emily. Okay, this is much softer, but still selling.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's still, how do you feel about this one?
Better.
Better?
Yeah, but it's a personal preference. I would rather use something that works for most people, right?
Yeah. Less splurge, more self-care. Yeah, decent. Okay, let's see how ChatGPT did. Error. Try it again.
It's like, I have no clue. Why are you asking this?
It's like,
Do you not like my response?
He's like, I've never used a pillow. How am I supposed to know? I don't sleep. Well, let's see how that works. So now we have that, and we are seeing, like, what I like about this is in marketing, sometimes there's one thing that makes all the difference in sales. So it's not so much all of the hard-hitting, hit you over the head with this till you buy it, and if you don't buy it, I'm going to follow you down the road until you buy it. It's more or less like what I'm looking for is something I could pull out of it. Boom. 4 cents per night. When I opened up AI Profit Scoop, shameless coffee cup branding, we started out because McDonald's had the Big Mac at like $18,
Mm-hmm.
which is like, wow, okay, I can go get an actual cooked meal, but yay, inflation. And our AI Profit Scoop is $17.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, hey, for less than the price of one Big Mac meal, you can learn how to make a living online.
Nice.
And that's something that I pulled from years ago. There was a pitch that was like for less than the cup of coffee a day.
Mm-hmm.
And comparing, knowing like that one thing, this will change your marketing, whether you use all of it or whether you choose to do this.
One more thing about it is it has different grips like this.
Yeah.
So for me, it will be a different grip that worked, probably something about the beauty sleep or the skin or the hair, because it's like personally more important to me. And this strategy contains several of different directions of this grip, and one of them will get you.
Yeah. And that's all you need.
Right.
Like one thing can transform your marketing, because it's always said, like, here's the deal with marketing. If you know everything about your product,
Mm-hmm.
inside and out, you have used this pillowcase since the dawn of time, and you've unraveled all the fabric, and you know everything. And I know a little bit about my market, I'm going to win.
Mm-hmm.
If I know the customer more than the product, I'm going to win.
Right, because I might know the product and don't know how to sell it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I
Like,
know.
this is great, I like it, and so what?
Exactly. Yeah. And looking at that, it's like years ago, this whole business started because I got the marketing bug, because when I was a magician, they said, change your ad from magic, balloons, comedy, and fun. I mean, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
You're a parent. Oh, I want magic, balloons, comedy, and fun at the birthday party. What's wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
Seems like nothing's wrong. And I got 3 to 7 calls a month. I got bookings. It was working.
Mm-hmm.
I met some other guy. He's like, hey, change your ad from magic, balloons, comedy, and fun to make your child's party unforgettable. 30 calls a month.
Nice.
The ad costs the same amount. I didn't know what I didn't know. And so this is giving us what you don't know that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas ChatGPT
Cannot do that.
it's like, nope.
ChatGPT is like, this is a professional type of work, pay a marketer.
Yeah, exactly. Here are some marketers that paid us to show up on the search. But looking at that, like, imagine if I had stayed being a magician and I never learned that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be making $2,000 a month when I could be making $6,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of wasted
Right,
time.
potential.
Yeah. And I didn't know. And there's so many people out there that are trying to make money online, and you don't know what you don't know. Why did my pin not work? Why did this content not work? Why are people not clicking my link? Why are they not buying? What is it? It is the psychology that Deepseek has. Even if you don't publish anything from Deepseek, take the top products. Go over here, get some products. Put them in there. Watch how it markets it, and think about how it would be different the way you do it. Like, okay, well, I would sell it this way. Okay, well, this is based on, this knows what'll sell. A little patronizing, a little harsh, but it does work.
I know better.
Well, and it's kind of like, did you ever see The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
Okay, so I met the Jordan Belfort guy. Interesting fella. His claim to fame is, he is the best salesman. And I'm like, okay, you don't need to be that good of a salesman if you lie. Right? If you lie, I mean, that's easy. That doesn't count. But there were some words that he had in his sales presentation that worked. Like things I wouldn't think, like, hey, if you invest with me, you're going to be sending your kids to the finest schools. I wouldn't think of that.
Right.
I wouldn't have thought of that. Or handling objections. Knowing what the customer is thinking before they think it is key. And that's what he got into. Like, I remember there was one where the person's like, well, let me ask my wife before I invest. And he like had this whole spiel about, it was basically calling him not a man if he had to ask his wife. And I'm like, that is wrong. Like, that is not, that might work, but it's completely unethical. Like if you have to sell something where someone has to make a decision right now or it goes away, then it's probably a piece of junk. Just saying. But at any rate, this is helping us with those things. Like you can even go through and say, now make it like Gary Halbert sales. And what's interesting is without asking it, it did this.
Yes.
Like
so we didn't give it details before.
Yeah. And now if I give this, it's just, I didn't even. And
but it didn't give us as a result for the previous, right? No, this one is.
That's it.
Yeah, just scroll up.
That's the old one, isn't it?
Oh, the old one? Okay.
Dang. Yeah, that's the old one.
No, that's the new one.
New one, okay. Stop sacrificing your hair and skin while you sleep. Wake up radiant. That's too long. People are going to, boom.
No, it's an article again.
It is. Do you spend a full 1/3? That is terrible.
The phrasing.
Yeah, like, Alina, do you make 4 left turns when you go to work? Like,
what?
How's that going to sell me the pillowcase? Okay, so they got more glowing reviews apparently. Fewer wrinkles. This is just, it's weak. It's really, really weak.
And it takes us 3 times.
Yeah. And
trying.
Guess what? Which one of these am I paying $570 a month for with people?
Oh, no.
and how much was Deepseek? Oh, free? Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like there's no, look at that. AIDA. So that's attention, desire. This is kind of blowing me away. I mean, it is like being in the room with a marketing expert. Felicity Silica's warning, stop wasting your money on skincare and hair products. This $89 secret cuts your morning routine in half. And dermatologist, that's good. That is a line. Let's see. Okay, let's be fair. Gary Halbert, still thinking. Fortunately, Gary Halbert's no longer with us, but he was the greatest copywriter of all time, undisputed. So looking at that, let's ask a question. The answer isn't Botox. It isn't a serum. And it's definitely not your cotton pillowcase.
Oh, that's good. I like it.
So now, is that more friendly to not the hard-hitting?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. Because to me, I would think this was hard-hitting. When I hear someone say hard-hitting, I usually think they want, like, let me get my violin out and gently sell you,
No, it's just, I would say the previous structure was the basic one that a lot of marketers use already. So, but just by looking at it, I know what it is. They're trying to sell something.
Okay. I like that because your defense is up.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, buddy, wait, what's your deal?
Yeah, I know where you're going.
I know where you're going. You want me to get my credit card out? It's going to say act now. It's probably going to say 10 left.
Yeah, especially if it has a timer, like this deal ends in something, I'm going to be like, no, thanks, bye.
And that's, it's funny you said that because I was of the school of hard selling. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I just stopped. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell everyone the average person trying to make money makes nothing. My sales went up.
Right.
And then I was like, look, these are the prices of the thing on my site. I'm not going to lie to you and say this is worth $96,000, but today only it's $4.
Yeah, you're just lucky you just clicked it in the very right time.
Yeah.
1 hour before it ends.
So more or less, you want a good sales pitch without being patronized.
Yes.
You don't want someone to be like completely, patronizing and, hey, people don't want to feel like the marketer thinks they're stupid.
Yeah, and they're like being fooled.
Yes. And that's a big, big thing, especially now that everyone can market anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one feels like I'm intrigued. I also understand it's trying to sell me something, but I'm intrigued why, at least,
Yeah. And one, it's upfront.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this 80, it's good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Bucks.
That is pretty transparent, yes.
Cotton isn't just rough. It's a beauty saboteur.
Oh.
It's sabotaging your beauty. It steals your moisture. Did you know it was over, like, while you're sleeping, that pillowcase is like, I'm going to take your moisture. We're taking it. Grinds dirt.
Imagine what kind of advertisement ideas it can give you.
That's what I love about this. Like, this can make me a lazy marketer and make a fortune.
Yeah, an evil pillowcases stealing your moisture.
Imagine, like, what if you just patronizingly had fun with it?
Yes.
Like, you made a video and the pillowcase is like...
And this works, and like modern advertisement goes there.
Absolutely. It's like the Squatty Potty.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see those ads?
No.
It's like the unicorn, like...
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, he was like making snow cones or whatever he did. You can watch it. Do you know what that company ended up making? I think they had a 9-figure exit, which was like above 100 million. And a lot of it was due to those ads. They were just insanely popular and they work. So looking at that, it grinds the dirt into your port. I mean, think about that. Like, you could make a little cartoon in Sora about the evil pillowcase.
Right, that's what I thought.
Exactly. So this is going to make you think outside the box. Let's see how we're doing over here. Why this matters. The secret. Okay, that's the secret. Morning face horror show. What if one simple change tonight could fix your hair, smooth your skin, and give you the best night's sleep of your life?
Well, it's better than before.
It is better. I would rather do this one simple change will fix your... I'd rather do that.
Yeah, shorter, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you a blunt question. So 2 questions right after I'm out. I've already hit the back button. If you're like most people, I'm not, so I'm going to hit the back button. Well, there's good news, a miracle, blah, blah, blah. It's
long.
I would start it right here. This is where your sales letter starts.
Okay.
The morning face horror show.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
And then I would have a picture of like a broken out person just like, I don't want to wake up. Life is terrible. That's what I would do there. Dana, she laughed, said a pillowcase, really? I mean...
Better than before, but still loses towards
yes
to the one we have.
Yeah, and I think it loses badly. Yeah. But wait, there's more. Hey, there we go. We got and Billy Mays. This is what it's like. You know Billy Mays, the guy who put the Flex Seal on the boat and went across the thing. He does a Flex Seal.
I heard of it. Yeah.
So what he did is there was a sealer that would seal things waterproof. And he was like, okay, I'm going to show you how great this product is by cutting a boat in half, sealing it, and going across the lake.
That's a very cool approach.
And it makes no sense. Like, I'm not going to fix my broken boat with tape.
But it's unusual.
And it sells.
Exactly. And it works.
Yeah. Like, when they have the pan, and they're like, you could cook rocks, and it won't, you scrape. Have you ever cooked rocks? Me neither. It's illogical, but it works. This will help you think that way. This will absolutely help you think that way. And I think, bare minimum, go use this tool and learn how to market. Watch the differences. Throw your sales page in there. Say, hey, make this sell. See what happens. And again, for those that know, like I know what the boron letters are. That was a book by Halbert. It's night and day. It is absolutely night and day. So smash the like button. I know our video is long, but I'm excited about this. Check out the videos in the description. And if you want us to go And if you want us to go deeper into how the Deepseek tool works and how it'll help you make money, let us know as a comment below. And thanks to Alina for being here. This was great.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys in the next video.